Unspoken Transitions, where we talk about the nuances of adulthood and how to navigate life in a Christ-like way. And my name is Sherley.
And I'm Brandy.
And we are going to talk about the realities of marriage. So, as we told you on the first episode, Brandy got married this past spring. And it was beautiful, amazing. Oh, you know what? You can watch the first episode. You can go back to that. Yeah, you can run it back. But she's been married for a couple of months, May, June, July, August.
That's crazy.
4 months.
That's crazy.
But I like that 4 months.
Am I still a newlywed? I think I am.
Yes.
How long are you considered a newlywed?
Honestly, I would say like 2 years.
No way.
Yeah, because when I was like, I got married like 2 years. I mean, not me, but like when I was like, I got married 2 years ago. They're like, oh yeah, like newlyweds, XYZ. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like.
Oh, I'm gonna run that.
You got you got a couple years. So like 4 months, 4 years, which is crazy.
And they just celebrated their anniversary.
4 years last month. Yep. So like that was lovely. That was a great time. Not even gonna jump into like vacation. I was like, yes, on vacation. That's not what we're talking about today. So we're gonna talk about the realities of marriage and like not what it means to be in a Christ-like marriage, but like just what it actually looks like. I think that people see marriage and they're just like, they either take it, just hear me out, they either take it too seriously, like they just need to chill out, or their expectations of what it actually is just wrong.
Skewed,
Just completely wrong. So since you just got married, what did you think marriage was going to be versus like what it is now?
I thought, well, I would say that premarital counseling did a lot of reshaping for me, to be honest. Highly recommend for everybody, especially Christian couples. You need to find a trusted pastor and do that before you get married. But before I did that, I feel like I had a very misconstrued idea of marriage. I thought marriage before premarital counseling was very much so, well, this is going to be like a catch-all. It's going to be like, this person is going to be like everything and like fix all of these like things that I've been dealing with, and then which is just an insane thing to think about, but that was just my sense of immaturity. And after premarital counseling, I really realized, wait, hold up, this was serious. I know you said it's not serious. We shouldn't take ourselves too seriously in marriage, but I will say it is serious, y'all. It's a covenant. This is a real life stuff. I'm like, it's not that serious. She's like, actually, it is serious. No, I get where you're coming from, and I will also say it's not a joke. It's not a game. Yeah. It's not a game, y'all. So I think for me, I just realized the seriousness. I know, not the best word, but I just realized how important and impactful it is. And I also realized of how much we have to become one, and this person is not responsible for all my feelings, all my emotions, all my goals, dreams, etc. They're not. And premarital counseling, just the pastor came in, shook it up for me.
What premarital counseling did you get? I learned that like literally a few years ago.
Really?
Like, yeah, literally.
No. He was immediately like, no. No, that's what you thought? No.
Let me cancel out right now, because for myself, I mean, even before I got married, I always believed in you need to have friends, you need to have family, you need to have community, because I've heard so many times people get married and they just disappear. And I think we talked about it in previous episodes, like too, where your friends or something get married and they just poof, and they're just like, where are you? What happened? You know what I mean? It should never be like that. In my sense, when you were talking about how like the husband shouldn't like all the feelings, emotions, so on and so forth, I think I was doing that subconsciously for a while. Like I mean, as of like the past year and a half, I like was like, all right, let me like relax. You know what I'm saying? Because I would just, you know, again, I'm a yapper. I live with him, obviously. So even when I had roommates in college and stuff like that, I'm not telling my roommates everything that flies out of my mind. But when I'm married, I'm just like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you just say everything, what you're thinking, how you're acting, like you're just saying everything. And by doing that, there's nothing wrong with sharing your mind, your emotions, so on and so forth, but like in doing that, it's like you're constantly leaving it to them to make a decision. You're constantly asking them for feedback. It's just like, have you even asked God first before? Like, are you asking before God, you're asking them for everything? It's like you need to, it's like you're idolizing them subconsciously. Like I didn't even realize I was doing that subconsciously until I was just like, wait, when was the last time like I tried to make a decision for myself. Like, I thought about it. I brought it to God. Like, I'm trying to, like, work through a decision rather than, like, oh, like, this is what's happening. What do you think I should do, like, right now? Like I said, not that there's anything wrong with getting an opinion. I'm not saying that. But, like, it shouldn't be something where this is the sole person. If this person isn't here, like, they're out there, whatever. Yeah. If they're not there, you're kind of, like, in a panic to, like, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. You need to still be able to think and do all that. So that's why I said you got some good premarital counseling, because I didn't figure that out until because even if it was brought to my attention before marriage, I would have been like, oh, this is something good to like look out for. But I wasn't thinking about that until a year and a half later. I was like, you know, I saw a TikTok actually, and she was talking about how like she was treating her husband for like as everything, like for vacations, for I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but like only person for vacations, only person to talk about your emotions, only person to do X, Y, and Z, you know what I'm saying? And like it reached a point where she was talking about her husband was exhausted, because it's just he's carrying, he loves you obviously, but he's carrying everything, and it's like, bro, like, for you. He can't be everything for you, right? And obviously I still have friends, I was like hanging out and stuff like that, but it's like I kind of stopped thinking for myself because I was so reliant on him. So I'm so glad you brought up that.
No, it's true, and even for myself, it's also a thing of, because just growing up, I feel like I was very independent and had an independent mindset, and now consulting someone else for things, it's a learning curve. It's very much so a learning curve, but I'm learning it's not a bad thing, especially if you know that person is seeking the Lord for certain things. And even I find myself too, where my husband will bring up something and I'll be like, well, before we even get into this, like, did you pray about it? Did you like consult the Lord about it? If not, do that, and then we'll talk. And then we'll have a conversation. Exactly. I love that. So I find that I've been doing that more often. Are we recording?
Yeah.
And on the camera?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. I'm just making sure.
Imagine. No, you're fine. Because imagine.
I was like, wait, this is too good. Yes.
No, imagine. No, I get it.
Flashbacks. I have flashbacks. I'm sorry.
For context, we've literally had experiences where we recorded for 30 minutes, and then we're just like, wait, this wasn't recording, so we're just a little bit traumatized.
I think one time we said, let's pick this back up another day. We were
like, we were just like, we're done. Like, no. We're just gonna cancel it.
We were like, it's gonna be inauthentic. No.
We're just making sure. Oh yeah, because it was like, the camera kept dying. I'm sorry, for just a quick side note, the camera kept dying, and it was like in 10-minute increments. Honestly, if you go back, you probably can like catch the one that we're talking about. It was in 10-minute increments, so like it kept dying. We're like, okay, like we're talking about X, Y, and Z, and then I think that happened for the third time. Bad. No, then we recorded one episode, and then the next one, it was doing the same thing. We're like, you know what? We're just gonna try again another day. We're done. So we're just like, anyways.
Back to the topic.
But for the independence thing, for myself, I dealt with that in dating a lot, right? Sorry. When we were dating, he was like, let me get your location. I was like, no. You don't need to know. Why? Yeah, why? I was like, you don't need to know where I am. You don't need to know. Like, no. And like you said, it's like going back to the whole independence thing. It's just like, I'm good. You don't need to know like where I am. But when we got married, I stuck with it. Like until we got married. When we got married, he's just like, yo, like, let me get your location. Just like in the past, it's for safety and stuff like that. It's for the same. Let me get your location for like safety and stuff like that. He's like, I'll share mine. You can like, we're good. It's not for control. It's all for safety. And I was like, okay. So I also had to complete misconception of like what marriage actually was, like for the independence piece. Like like pop culture, you're gonna take, I really thought it was like 50-50. Like I thought it was 50-50. I was like, yo, you do your thing, I'm doing my thing. We come together for dinner and fun times and stuff like that. Like, no. Independent, like I'll let you know I'll be on my way out, and like, you know what I'm saying. And then I learned very quickly, I was like, no, that's not what it will never will be equal. Like there will be, and I said this, I came to that realization like honestly the day after the wedding. Like
really?
The day, let me tell you why too, because I was like I got married during COVID, so like I was and I think I was just so stressed to the point where I got myself sick. Like, so on my wedding I was coughing, I was hacking, it was not a good time. And then the wedding coordinator, I was laughing, I think back laughing now, because when I was coughing, she probably thought I had COVID and she looked like terrified and stuff like that. But anyway, she looked so scared. Anyways, but I was sick, right? And it was sick to the point where like I couldn't really sleep at night because I just kept coughing and coughing. So like on the first night, like he got up at like midnight and went to CVS to get me some like medicine and stuff like that. And what's crazy is in my mind, I was like, sis, you just gotta thug it out, okay? It's your cold. You need to deal with your cold. You get what I mean? So like the fact that he went out and like got like the medication and stuff like that and wanted to make sure that like I was okay and so on and so forth. I don't know what I was, anyways, he made sure I was okay and everything. I was like, oh, like sometimes he's gonna be pulling more and sometimes I'm gonna be pulling more. And my idea of marriage was just, if I'm being honest, it was just wrong. And I've seen people who are living what I thought it was, and they're at the point where they're kind of fed up. What I mean by that is they signed up for a 50-50 marriage. Their partner is 50-50 and everything, but and they're independent, but it's like they're taking care of everything. They're taking care of like all the things. They're not being wooed and da-da-da-da-da. They're not, there's no like, the romance isn't there. Like it's not like sometimes she's pulling, sometimes he's pulling. Everything is strictly in the middle. And they're at a point a couple of years or like 6, 7, 10 years in where they're just like, I kind of want to be like wined and dined sometimes, but he's just like, nope, you know what I'm saying? Like we signed up for this.
You pull your 50.
You pull your 50. So like, I'm so grateful that like it wasn't what I thought it was going to be or how I was prepping for it to be, because it just would have been so bad if I'm being honest. It would have been like, it would have been work. Like
I genuinely think that it's not supposed to be that way. I don't think it was ever created to be that way. People can judge me all they want. I'm okay with being wined and dined and taken care of my husband. That's not to say I don't take care of him as well. He's very well taken care of. But
I know he is.
Absolutely. And it also just means that in general, I think we just need to get rid of that misconception in general. Like it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be this hyper woman all the time. It's okay. I'll often tell my husband, I'm like, no, I'm just a girl sometimes. I'm just a girl.
Like I can't do it.
And he understands that, and we jokingly say, well, he'll be like, yeah, I know. But we've gotten to that point where it's like, I feel okay and safe in doing that. And it's also thinking about your partner that you select too, right? And do they have the capacity to think that way? Because some people don't have the capacity to think that way. Like even what Eli did, for example, for you. Some people are not mentally there to be like, okay, someone is coughing. Maybe I should go get some medicine. Some people are like, you good? Like maybe you should go get some medicine like yourself.
Yeah,
exactly. But it's just, you have to look for those qualities in someone, and it may not be all the way there in dating, but just seeing that they have a potential to get there and think that way and have the capacity to think that, right? You weren't like, hey, can you get me some medicine? He was like, let me do something that might help somebody else, right? So it just, thinking of those qualities early on before you even get married is
and you know how exhausting, and that's the thing, I've seen the TikTok too, where it's like the wife is just like exhausted because it's like, he's like, well, you didn't ask. And it's like, this is tiring. Like a lot of women were complaining. And this also speaks to if you're a Christian woman who wants to get married and also have kids too, right? So a lot of women were just complaining, and they were just like, I'm tired with the kids. I need someone to wash the dishes. I need someone to like take care of X, Y, and Z. And like, she's exhausted doing everything, and he's just chilling. Like, it's like he's not reading the room. He's just chilling, just like, you know, watching TV, and she's stressing everything. And then he's like, well, you didn't ask. And it's just like, but you see that she's stressed. You know what I mean? Like, you see that she, so
very
I think
obvious.
you gotta like be able to pick someone, because it's just like, all right, like me and Eli, we have our chores and everything, right? But like, sometimes like I'll wash like the dishes, right? Because I can see that he's overwhelmed with whatever that's going on. Or he'll take care of like I can't think of an example, but I know it's taking care of like so many things when like I am like mentally or physically just depleted and everything. So it's just, it's not about 50-50. It's about like, you see a need, you take care of them. Like they see a need, they take care of you. Whereas this rigid 50-50 thing is just like whether whoever's struggling, it doesn't even matter because you need to pull your weight because it's 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And even just waking up, even for myself, only been having been being married for a few months, I find myself when I wake up thinking about, okay, how can I make his life just a little bit easier today? If it's just one simple thing that I can do to just make it a little bit easier. And I think that's the mindset that God wants us to have is, I mean, God wants us to have a heart of servitude in general with everybody, but especially with marriage being its own ministry. How can I just make your life a little bit easier? I may not gain anything from what I did for you today, but how can I just serve you better? I think that's something that I'm always just thinking about. If it's just one small little thing, even if they don't even realize that you did it, I'm just like, okay,
it helps.
Part of service. Exactly.
It's like when you're related but not related. It's like when your parent comes in the room and they bring you a bowl of fruit and they're in the middle of doing like 50 things. You know what I'm saying? It's like this bowl of fruit is like whatever, but they're thinking about you and they're trying to like, you know, like help you in whatever way. Like it's not about the bowl of fruit. It's the fact that they were like, you know what, this person might think about it, and they like and they bring it in. So I
must say that fruit that your parents could have always tastes better.
It does.
I don't know what's in it.
Honestly, okay, does this happen with you? Because like I'll make like chicken and rice, and Eli's like, yeah, this is bomb. This is great, and I'm like. I'm like, am I eating the same chicken and rice? Or like honestly, because obviously like my parents like cook and stuff like that, and I'm like, all right, let me make sure I bring it because like I can cook, but I'm not like a 5-star like chef or anything like that. He's like, nah, I prefer yours. I'm like, I don't think I'm doing anything. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm just like, I don't think I'm doing anything like special or anything. Does that happen to you?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I be cooking, I'm like, wow, this is good.
You cook
this is good. But there are some times where I'm just like, oh, you really want seconds? Like, you really want seconds?
You're like, I thought this was okay.
Yeah, I'm like, it's all right. And he's like, no, this is really great. Yeah. So I'm like,
I love that. I like the little things. But for, what were we talking about? Oh, yes. Not 50-50, taking care of each other and everything, thinking of them in any way that you can. And what Brandy is also not saying is like thinking of them only and not thinking of yourself and not taking care of yourself and stuff like that. You need to take care of yourself, but also you shouldn't navigate your whole day without like thinking of your partner. And don't get me wrong, I've definitely had several like times where I'm just so I kind of want to put into practice what you said, because I'll wake up and I'm like, all right, I need to wake up, I need to do this, I need to check my email, I need to pray after I pray. It's like I'm kind of like in my own like clockwork, and it's 10 a.m. He's like, bro, like breakfast, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, whoops, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoopsies.
Oh yeah.
So like, it's like, oh yeah, I need to do this. But when you're so locked in to like what you need to get done, you can forget and everything. But I think that's a good reminder to myself. It's like, I like put it in. That's what works for me. I put it in my schedule. Like it's like 9 a.m. make breakfast, you know what I'm saying? Because if not, it'll be noon, and that's the thing too. Guys eat, like they be eating, they eat, right? But for me, I can zone out until 2 p.m. and I'll be like, oh yeah, let me like go grab some like girl dinner, you know what I'm saying?
That goes to our next point about like adjusting to living with men.
Yo,
men can eat. They can eat. I didn't grow up with brothers. So I know, so you got a little bit of an idea. I'm like, whoa. They can eat, and I think it's across the board. Yeah. I don't think it's just, I think all men, they
eat. They do eat. Because I literally, like I said, not only will I like, you know, I'll eat a little bit, but I'm not eating like a ton, and also like I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yes, I have like 2 brothers, but also at the same time too, my mom was feeding them. I wasn't cooking, raking, and I wasn't like thinking about any portions or anything. It's whatever, you got it, like you're feeding them. But like my mom was trying to warn me. She was just like, yo, like I just want to remind you, these little cute meals you're making for when he comes over, like that's not gonna do anything. And I was like, sis, what are you talking about? Like, because you come over, we like make some tacos or whatever the case may be, and then my mom would be like, yeah, that's cute, but like I promise you, we ate before you got here. Like this isn't like this is. I'm trying to paint the picture for you, but I thought she was hating. I was like, girl, like you don't know what you're talking about. Right. No, it was just because it was like, you know, I made breakfast, and like I said, I'll like zone out until like 2 o'clock. He's like, yeah, so lunch. I was like, that was like 2 hours ago. Like, what? And it's just like, yeah, so like lunch, and then like, you know, dinner. I was like,
dinner too.
Dinner. Like, so it's like I knew I had to make it, but like I was kind of just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
No, they eat and they
Consistently.
Yeah, consistently. And I think that's why, I don't know if this happened when you were dating, but he's just like, yeah, like you need to eat, or like you need to make sure you're eating meals and stuff. And I was just like, honestly, before we started dating, I wasn't even thinking about it. Like
right,
that, so
right. I could get away with like some snacks put together,
like,
and I'm good. I'm
satisfied.
satisfied.
Some like, you know, sweets or whatever, and then like you're good to go. No, that's not how they work. I remember I made a pitiful dinner when we first got married. I put it was like
pitiful.
I made like, yeah, it was because I didn't understand the amount, like the portion. I didn't get the portion sizes yet. So I made like a cute little taco, like 2 tacos for me, and I gave him like 2 tacos with like a little bit of rice and veggies, and he was just like, is this it? And I was like, oh yeah. He was like, it's not enough. And I was like, let's go. I was like, good mental note for next time, because I figured it out. It took some time, but like, and my mom's voice echoed in my head. It was just like, men eat, and I was like,
she's trying to warn you.
I was like, nah, I was playing games, but I had to say, adjusting to life with like men,
together.
I would say, okay, here's the advice that I would give. When you're living with a guy or a roommate, it's just, you need to be able to just live with certain things. You're gonna do stuff that gets on his nerves, and he's gonna do stuff that's gonna get on your nerves. So for example, like it's normal. It's completely normal, and I don't think you should. What is it? The verse of Proverbs 27 verse 15 to 16. A quarrelsome wife is like a dripping of a leaky. Is like the dripping of a leaky roof in a rainstorm. Restraining her is like restraining the wind or grasping oil with the hand. And I think that verse is specifically speaking to people that keep trying to change like things from the person. So it's like, yes, for example, things might be left out or whatever. Okay. So for me, he's the type where he'll put something there and it's there and he knows where it is, he'll grab it. I'm just like, let's put everything away all the time, 24/7. It needs to go. We need open space. I don't like things like all over the place and everything. So as you can see, that can conflict, because if you put something down and it's gone 3 hours later, you're just like, what happened to it? And also for me, I have a little bit of ADHD brain, so I'll put it away. I have no idea where I put it. Who knows? I tucked it some drawer somewhere. Don't know where it is.
It's somewhere.
So like, so it's just like, I could be the person that's just constantly complaining, like, oh my gosh, like you're always leaving things out, you're always leaving things out, and it's just like, in the scope of your marriage, does this matter? Like, does this even, is it that serious that they're leaving things out? Like, maybe the cabinet's open, does that really matter? No. And in order to have a peaceful household, you need to just be able to just deal with it. Sometimes things are going to be messy. Like, I'm sure he's annoyed that every time I wash my face, it turns into a Neutrogena commercial and there's water all over the sink. It's just like, what is actually happening right now? You know what I mean? And like, he can tell me once or twice, but I think there are certain things that like, he tells me to do several times, and like, I just continue acting how I'm acting, not because I'm trying to like annoy him, but like, it's just so ingrained in me. I can't really change it. Or same things that like I may tell him, it's just like, it's not that like serious to him and everything. So it kind of naturally happens. So I said to say, nagging never works. Like, constantly bothering the person like never works and everything. If it's something that you can't ignore, something that is not affecting the dynamics of your marriage, then just leave it alone. Like, just, it's not that deep. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying if there's like a toxic habit that's disrupting your communication to not address it or not talk about it and stay in silence, but like, come to a compromise. So for example, like, so for the putting the stuff away thing, right? I will be like, hey, it's really bothering me that this is here. I'm gonna move it on Thursday. So I just want to let you know, if you need to move it, like, move it on Thursday. I was looking at it because I was gonna die, but I was like, yo, move it on Thursday and stuff like that. So I think it's important to be able to like balance being able to know when to address something to fix it versus something just being something, and it's okay that it's like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I honestly think that communication is huge in marriage. I try myself to like not be okay. Not trying to be a quarrelsome wife. Like, you don't need to nag. Not everything needs to be injected into the conversation. I've learned that sometimes I just need to zip it. Yep. Not everything needs to be said, even though you're thinking it and your tongue just wants to spit it out. Sometimes it's better if you just leave it unsaid. I feel like I've experienced similar things where, and also just the way that you do things, you grew up doing things, right? Especially if you haven't lived together before marriage. There are going to be ways that they do things that they think are completely right, and then how you grow up is completely different. So like, you have to be respectful of how each other grew up and just be okay with that. Like, for example, my husband, after we eat dinner, he is okay. He's okay if we just literally leave our plates everywhere and then we go chill and relax. And then I'm like, I can't relax until this is clean. Yeah. So neither of us is right versus wrong. It's just, okay, I don't need to nag about this not being done if he says that he's going to take care of X, Y, and Z, but I just need to zip it, and it's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And that draws back to Proverbs 12 verses 18. The words of the reckless pierce like swords, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. So there's enough tough conversations in the world, and life is hard enough for men. So for me, I'm just like, I'm not going to be an added nagging negative thing when you have so much of that in the world, or when you go to work or wherever you go. Like, this is going to be a safe space for you. I think women don't realize how much encouraging your man is helpful instead of belittling him, because men kind of take that, I feel like, to heart if you belittle. So I'm like, if they do something,
my wife respects me. Like,
right, exactly. If they do something and it's so small, you better encourage that man. You better encourage that man, and just like, not to say it's like exaggerative or fake, but just like really, really encourage them. Yeah,
I think women get compliments a lot for the most part, or like just women friends in general. We uplift each other. We're constantly like X, Y, and Z, but I don't think that's common amongst like male friendships and dynamics and everything. So not that they should rely solely on like us, but we are married to them, so like, we should encourage them. We should remind them of their good qualities. You should like make them feel good about themselves, and it shouldn't be exactly, you married them for a reason. I hope you married them because they got good qualities, but like even the little thing, because there's some things that you take for granted. It's just like, all right, like, they took the time to wash your car, like they took the time to take care of registration, they took the time to do whatever. It doesn't need to be a grand gesture of 55 flowers, and there are the small things that make living with each other easier. So show appreciation towards each other and everything, because it is valued, it is heard, and like, no, you won't get like a huge reaction, but like, it is appreciated. You get what I'm saying? So I literally wrote like, just learn to like be silent when it's frustrated, because remember that it's important to it doesn't matter, we can make a part 2 about this one day, but
I think we need to.
We need to, but it's just like someone going to speaking, like their point towards being silent, if what you're saying isn't contributing positively towards the conversation, don't even say it. Remember, it's you guys against the problem. It's not about one person or the other being correct. You both are working together to resolve something. And with that mindset, is what you're about to say going to help the issue, or are you just trying to like, your ego kicking in and you kind of just want to be like feel good and feel right about the situation? So
be honest with yourself.
We're gonna stop it there, because like, we got a lot going on right now, but we're gonna make a part 2 and we'll tackle different areas. But thank you for listening, and like, subscribe, and share with a friend who would like this content.
And let us know what topics you want to hear about in terms of marriage, and we'll be happy to talk.